All right, you guys ready? You guys ready? Oh, no spoilers in the comments. Wait, what's the description? It actually happened. Asmongold talked for the first time ever with the legendary Final Fantasy XIV lead dev Naoki Yoshida. Ooh.
まずは2人ともすごいお忙しい中、ファイナルファンタジー14のメディアツアーに参加してくださってありがとうございます。
Just wanted to thank you guys really quick for taking time out of your busy schedule to attend this media event.
まあ、それぞれにあるんですけど、特にアズモンさんはお母さんちょっと大変な状況なのにわざわざ参加してくれて本当にありがとうございます。
And I'm sure you have a lot going on, but Asmon, I've heard that your mom was not doing very well, so I'm sorry to hear that you were able to make it here.
Damn, I'm about to pause it. I know it's a 1-hour video, but like just look at how personal. Like, look at how personal he gets already. That's so sweet. It's so sweet to see, man. You see, like, he actually cares, bro. What do you think Blizzard would have ever done that? Maybe in an alternate universe, right? That's so sweet to see, man. She has to translate from Japanese to English, then English to nerd. You're right.
Thank you very much. It's still an ongoing thing.
Yo, L, thank you for the follow.
It probably will be for, unfortunately, the foreseeable future, but I'm doing my best, and you know, I'm doing as well as I can. And I want to say also thank you for being here as well. I know obviously this close to a release, everybody is really cramped.
Yeah, I fucking love chat too. That was gold.
Really
oh my gosh,
giving us this opportunity and taking out the time to talk to us.
いやもうそしてリッチさんはねダブルレジェンドおめでとうございます。
Double legend?
Oh, and Rich, congratulations on Dragon.
Double legend.
Oh, double legend. Sorry, double legend.
Thank you. We're going for triple. We're going for triple.
How did I hear that first? What?
次はアレキサンダーです。頑張ります。トリプル頑張ります。
2人ともすごい自由に14楽しんでもらってて嬉しいです。日本のプレイヤーもみんな2人のストリーミングね、2人だけのじゃないですけど、みんな見てるので。
But yeah, we're really happy that you guys are enjoying 14 so much, and you have the freedom to kind of roam around and do what you do. And a lot of people in Japan, the players in Japan, have kind of watched you guys stream as well. Sometimes just the two of you, or like other streams as well. So
I didn't.
Yeah, I hope
I
you
really
continue to enjoy the game.
Didn't think that was a thing. That's great.
さて今日ね何を聞いていただいてもいいです。 MMO の話をしようぜでもいいし、ゲームの話をしようぜでもいいし、プライベートなことでもいいです。何でも思うことを質問していただけたらと思います。よろしくお願いします。
Yeah, just I want to open up the floor to y'all's questions now. I mean, we can talk about anything we want. Like, if you wanted to talk about MMOs, great, or just the video games in general, or something private, that's fine too.
Yeah, I think one of the
his hoodie. Oh my gosh, they're selling that, dude. I want that. Wait, he pulled off the string. Wait, do you guys pull off your strings out of your hoodies? I think
so.
I like
Asmon and I have a bunch of questions
hoodie,
obviously
dude?
That we want to ask, but I think one of
I keep them.
Craziest things about starting to play Final Fantasy for both of us is just how different the communities felt, and we felt incredibly welcomed from everybody, obviously over here with you guys, but also the community itself. We felt very welcome, and we're curious if with the giant surge of new players coming into the game, if you felt like it's changed the community at all, or how you felt it's impacted.
Oh no, Sax, it's all good, man. Don't worry.
やっぱりこうレディットの反応とかを見てると、やっぱり違うゲームを長く遊んできた人たちっていうのがこう一気に流れてくると、当然それぞれのコミュニティで文法とか。
It's a copy of a rapper album? Oh, dude, that's J. Cole. I'm pretty sure that's J. Cole. Hold on. That looks like a J. Cole album art. Wait, let me see. It's Biggie? Oh, I thought it was this. I don't know why, but I thought it was this. It's kind of similar. He has a crown on. Okay, let me see. Biggie album. Huh? Frame? Does it have like a picture frame? Oh, it's this one. It's this one. You freaking nerd. Wait, it's Biggie Smalls. Wait, okay, but to be fair, they look kind of similar, right? It's kind of a similar thing. It's because this one was fresh in my mind because this was like a couple years ago, right? Yeah, listen, J. Cole's a fucking goat. Don't be mean.
大事にしてきたものってちょっと違うと思うんですよ。だからそれによっていい意味で比較が例えば向こうにこういうシステムがあったけどこっちにはないんだね。 こっちにはあるけど向こうにはないんだねっていうのがこうポジティブに混ざっていく今タイミングなんじゃないかなと思っていて、それによって両方がよりよく発展するきっかけに両方というか、例えば今ニューワールドも出たので、その MMO 全体というかゲーム全体がまたコミュニティが混ざることで全体がホットになるっていう今タイミングだと思ってるので、それ自体はすごい面白いし、もしかしたら小さい混乱は。
I want you to learn E2S to E10S, but I always SE12S in the PF, which it isn't GD for a new raider like me. I kinda felt like giving up trying to get into Savage raids until E2 comes out. PF is so damn dead.
Damn, dude, I feel you on that one. Yeah, PF is probably really rough right now, but time, dude, don't give up, man. It's not that bad. I think what data set are you on? But either way, I think you just have to find the right players, right? And it's easier said than done. I want to learn E2S to E10. Damn, that's a long way. I always see E12. Yeah, no, like I think if you want to do E2 all the way through E12, you probably have to find a pre-made for that, like either friends or an FC, or maybe you could even make a PF. But I'm not entirely sure how many people would be interested in doing that. But dude, don't give up, my friend. Do not give up, because the thing is that it might get even worse next expansion, because people they just might forget about that content. They might not want to do it, and it might not be that easy to undersize it either.
ちょっと起きてるのかもしれないけど、ゲーム全体にとってはとてもポジティブなことだと思ってるので、
The notorious KFC.
ニコニコしながら見てます。
So just looking at some of the posts in Reddit, I know some people
Thank you so
have
much for the
moved
10 though,
over
man.
from
Thank you.
other games.
Keep your head up,
and
champ.
a surge of players came from like experiencing other games coming into Final Fantasy 14. And so naturally we do see like a difference in the way they like communicate, some of the grammar that they use in their language, as well as some of the things that players cherish and feel is important differ. And I have seen some comparisons being made, I mean, in a good way, like, oh, I noticed there's a game system like this on this game, but I never saw it in the other game, and vice versa. So I feel like there is a sort of positive sort of mixing of players, and I'm hoping that this will allow for like both sides of the games, or like both games to get more hyped up and build more excitement just in general. I know New World was released very recently, and that's also kind of getting attention. And by having multiple MMOs and having the communities kind of mingling with each other, mixing in with each other, will allow for just MMOs in general to get really hot again.
Yoshi-P's definitely seen some quality
so
art
it's
clips.
really interesting to see this. And of course, there are small skirmishes here and there, confusion happening, but I feel like it is affecting the game positively, like overall. And so, like, yeah, I have a grin on my face for sure. I'm smiling throughout this.
We certainly have been too. It's been a real pleasure to try and play the game. And I wanted to ask also, how do you feel like because it hasn't just really been Final Fantasy, it's been other games, like you mentioned New World, and then Ashes of Creation, and Crowfall, and RuneScape, OSRS, World of Warcraft. And we're really starting to see, it seems like, a resurgence of MMOs in general. And
MMOs have been popping off
lately.
lately.
A situation
minus
where a
WoW,
rising tide floats all
everything else is doing
ships,
pretty good.
and everybody just kind of all of the games grow and become better because of the competition against each other.
Well.
Or do you feel like there's going to be a resurgence of MMOs in general? Because for the past, I mean, really majority of the decade, it seems like MMOs haven't really been as popular as they used to be in the mid 2000s.
どれだけのタイトルが粘り強くアップデートしてみんなを楽しませようとできるかどうかっていうところが結構この先がポイントだと思ってます、まず。
So first and foremost, I think it kind of depends on whether these titles will be able to like keep at and be tenacious about updating the game and making sure that the players continue to enjoy the content. And then he has more to say.
MMO のローンチは
That's very true, right? Like, I feel like most MMOs probably have like a big ass launch, but then they never really sustain all that well, right? So like I hope that doesn't happen with New World, because like I don't want to see New World fail. Like I think it had like a pretty launch, right? Like it was good and bad, right? Because like it was cool to have a new MMO, like a fresh one, and like and from Amazon of all companies, you know, it's pretty crazy. But at the same time, it's just, oh dude, like I just wanted to actually do well so Final Fantasy can have more competition, because right now, like with WoW kind of dying, hold on, I need to mute my FC chat real quick. With WoW kind of dying out, unfortunately that just makes it so there's not as much competition as there was previously. So it would be nice to have a bit more. Wait, how do I mute this? Okay, there we go. So hopefully New World actually succeeds for a little bit longer.
めちゃくちゃ面白いんですよ。バグも含めて、ログイン戦争って言われるログインできるできないも含めて、
It's been about like 9.
盛り上がるんですよ。みんなわからない。手探り。で、いろんなことが起こる。だから本当にめちゃくちゃ面白い。でも、やっぱローンチを過ぎた後、どれだけそのテンションが維持してもらえるのかっていうところがとても重要なので、やっぱり今はそのいろんなタイトルのローンチが近いタイミングでこう来てるので、すごく全体が盛り上がって見えると思うんだけど、
Mandra, that's awesome. Heck yeah.
もう一回こうバーって盛り上がるかどうか
New World just doesn't have content. I hope they add more content eventually.
1年っていうところに結構かかってくるのかなと思ってます。
Yo,
And
Rothgar,
so,
thank you for the
of
follow,
course,
man.
with an MMO launch,
you
it's
too,
always very
man. Thank
interesting
you.
to watch just the behaviors, like with all the bugs and issues that they find, or we call it login wars, like people stuck in queues for login, whether or not you can actually access the game, is something that's actually kind of exciting, watching a new MMO launch and everybody's kind of like looking for their way, kind of feeling their way through the dark. And it's very interesting, but I think when it starts to calm down after a little bit, and if the game is able to kind of maintain that momentum, I think is very dependent on whether or not an MMO survives. Because right now, of course, yes, we have been seeing a lot of different MMOs kind of releasing or launching close to each other. And it does seem like MMOs overall is showing excitement and just everybody is getting excited about it. But I think the real test is going to happen like 6 months down the line or up to a year down the line.
Rev, what's up? Mostly worse than ESO because New World doesn't have a known world/story. Damn.
触っていいと思うんだけど、ゲームがこうコミュニティもそうなんだけど、
We'll
一つのゲームにこう縛ろうとするみたいなことを強くやり始めると結構苦しくなると思ってます。いろんなものを今やっぱりエンタメってそういう時代になったので、そこが
You said Asmon was in queue for New World at the time. So you're saying while he was doing this interview, he was queued up for the login? That's really funny. Login savage.
And I did want to add, with game design for titles like these, I know players will always want to experience many different things, like a variation of different elements, but also at the same time, there are very strong-minded community that tend to want to tie people down and kind of chain them down in some instances. And I worry about like the pressure that might place on a player. And so with entertainment, there are just so many options nowadays. And so I think that's an important point to keep in mind about just there is so many things available that we allow for that freedom to kind of experience the different elements out there and what kind of game design we are able to sort of provide for those players to keep their interest.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I'm really curious about.
I'm sorry to pause here, but I wanted to actually talk about that because, like, so something that happens with 14 from time to time, with most MMOs, we every now and then we experience a bit of a content drought, you know. And Yoshi-P has actually expressed this to the audience, or the consumers, and some people may take this as maybe like an insult, or they might think this is rude or careless or negligent or whatever. But he says if you ever feel like the game doesn't have all that much for you, like right now, and like you just like you want more, but we just can't provide it at that very moment, like feel free to like unsub and just take a break if you need to, right? But like what I'm saying is they aren't very like predatory with wanting you to stay in the game, right? Like if you ever like feel like you need to go, they won't like keep you shackled, dude. They won't keep you like stuck in the game, right? Like you respect that, right? Like it's a bit strange because some people are like, oh, that's really bad. Like from a business standpoint, that's terrible, right? That's what they say. And I guess I can understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, it's Square Enix, and I don't think and apparently this is like I think as of recently this is the highest grossing game of all time from Square Enix, so like or title or whatever, but like it's just I like that they don't like they won't force you to play their game if you don't feel like playing it, right? Like if you're, let's say if you're a raider, right? And you don't feel like doing any of the other content they've been coming out with, and you just want to raid, and you feel like the game is dead because there's no raids left for you to do, because you've done it all, whatever, for like the past like 2 or like 3 months, and you're just over it, then they're not gonna like ask you to stick around. They're not gonna like force you to pay microtransactions just to get more content or whatever the fuck. You can stop playing for a bit if you want to, and like there will be more later. You just, but again, this happens with every fucking MMO. Like you just gotta wait a little bit, and then eventually they'll drop more. It's just it's patch cycles. It's always how it's been.
Overall, when you look at MMOs, because making an MMO to me, like my hat goes off to all of you because it seems like an absolute nightmare.
Doug, I do feel like that.
Of resources and to actually be able to distribute something. I feel like one of the things that we've seen happen to so many MMOs is they have to fall back on mass appeal, and you get in this weird area where the game is ultimately being made for players who hate the game and don't want to play the game. And now as I start to look at games like even like New World, it's much more focused on a different aspect, and it's more one tracked and trying to attract a different type of player. Do you feel like game design and the way that MMOs are actually created now, there is more of an opening for niche MMORPGs instead of these giant mass appeal Frankenstein monsters where everything's slapped in, none of it's great, it's all watered down? Or do you feel like MMOs are always going to shoulder that burden and just require too many resources?
そういう意味だと
Dude, his bling is so on point.
作る人が結構決まってたんですよ。その
He's a very
ベテランで
fashionable man.
MMO が好きでっていう人たちがまあ MMO を作るみたいな時代が結構長く続いてたんですけど、最近の作品ってやっぱり MMO で育ったゲームデザイナーたちが
Wait, what's gonna
自
happen?
分はこういう MMO を作りたいっていう新しいチャレンジを今始めているので。なので、いろんなパターンのゲームデザインの MMO が登場しようとしてるってことはめちゃくちゃいいことだと思います、まず。
Yeah, I think it also lends to back in the day, people who created MMOs tend to be very similar. Like they love MMOs and they're veterans, and you know it's kind of limited. But nowadays, I am seeing more and more developers who grew up playing these MMOs, and they have their own vision of, oh, I want to make this kind of game going into it. And so I think that's what's contributing to these different styles of MMOs that are coming out. And I believe that that's a wonderful thing.
ただ MMO ってやっぱりゲームであると同時に
Hold on, I'm sorry to pause it. Should I move chat and my avatar? Am I covering her face? Like is me covering her face taking from your experience, your viewing experience? I can move it. Hold on. Respect? Okay. Yeah, fuck it. We'll move it over. Hold on. Let me see if I think I have a different thing here. Hold on, let me see. Try this one. Put this up here. Put your head above Yoshi-P, but upside down. Dude, hold on. I think there's an empty space to the side here, so we'll just scoot over. Yeah, we'll just scoot over. Let's just shimmy on over here. Yeah, look at that. Oh, perfect. Yeah, okay, this is great. But now this is awkward because like now I'm facing this way. Wait, is there a way to flip the scene? Hold on, there probably is. Wait, where's the transform button? Wait, let's do this really quick. Transform. Flip, horizontal. Oh, where am I? Oh, I'm probably over here. Yeah. Wait, now my hair is fucked. You know what? I ain't even mad. All right, we're good.
サービスでもあるので、やっぱりインターフェースだったりとか、その短時間で遊べるコンテンツがあるかどうかとか、そういうなんか他のサービスに存在している。
Oh my god, chat's covering Asmon now. Fuck. I'll put chat on my head. Yeah, wait, no. Fuck. I'll put chat up here. Jesus. The mission.
レベルが非常に高いので、まあそこに関してはやっぱりもう負けずに、もしくは今足りなくても着実に積み上げていくってことがとても大切なので、やっぱりこう資本を裏で持っている人たちがそういったゲームデザイナーたちをどれだけこう応援してあげられるか、お金を切らさずに、まあ、そこも実は MMO を成功させる要因の一つにはとても大切なので、まあそこを
Put myself in Yoshi's lap. That's a good idea.
But
look at the space. This looks clean, doesn't it? You're covering Yoshitola.
And so, but that being said, of course, while MMOs are a video game and a form of entertainment, it's at the same time a service that we are providing to players. And so we have to be careful about, okay, what kind of interface are we providing? Is there content that players can just jump on for a short amount of time and just jump off? And just the level that is expected in terms of service that we provide through these games are quite high, and the expectation is there. So I think at the same time, like the creative aspect of it is important, but at the same time, we also need to make sure we have the sort of resources available to kind of build upon that experience. Even if you're lacking now, as long as you can continue and to sustain yourself, you can build on it and glean more experience. So I think it also requires for there to be good backing for investors to kind of love the product and sort of back up those creative minds so that they can continue to sustain themselves as well, kind of having them as a backbone to support those creators.
ただ繰り返しになるけど、その新しいゲーム、特にニューワールドもそうだけど、僕らはめちゃくちゃ刺激になるので、今はちょっとエンドウォーカーのマスターで忙しすぎて触れてないけど、終わったらすぐ触って刺激を受けて、また14に新しいコンテンツを考える。
Asmon's gonna say something soon. He wanted to say something, but I think he got cut off.
時のスパイスにさせてもらいたいので、すごい楽しみに。
I saw someone say in chat earlier say he's definitely focusing on the queue.
I don't mean to repeat myself, but with New World being out, that is definitely a great source of like stimulation that we can get. Of course, right now we're on Endwalker and we're trying to master up and go to market, but once that has settled down, I'm hoping that we get a chance to get our hands on it as well, to gain that sort of new experience so that it'll add some spice to our creativity as well.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best things about seeing all these MMOs is kind of seeing a lot of the good ideas cross-pollinate and kind of be shared between the different games and everything. And whenever you're talking about the MMO and the game itself as really a service and as something that people are effectively consumers for, one thing that's always been in a balance with MMOs is the difference between a solo player and the difference between a group player.
And also 2 months,
about punishing content as well. And how do you kind of how do you draw the line between making content for just the individual solo player and still keeping it in the feel of an MMO, and also with punishing content and time, basically things that make you spend more time playing the game, things like running back to your body, things like repairing your gear. Many of the, I think the legacy features and old school feel of MMOs, and not necessarily just feel, but the features of MMOs that really kind of make them take a lot more time. Final Fantasy, it seems like, has shed a lot of those different features, and you're able to go directly to the boss. There's not really a lot of trash mobs
quality of life,
and everything
baby.
like that. And so basically,
the bonk, I gotta move it.
What is the balance that you're trying to strike between making the MMO super ease of access solo player experience versus a more punishing and involved MMO experience that I think people have come to, in a way, expect with MMOs. And I think in a good thing, in a good way, it's been a breath of fresh air. Final Fantasy didn't have many of those things.
そうですね。僕自身がもともとかなりのヘビーゲーマーでヘビー MMO ユーザーなので、僕
That's definitely. I
が
mean,
好きなコンテンツばっかり作ってると
I'll keep it playing for now. That's definitely one of Final Fantasy's like biggest strengths is just the amount of quality of life, dude.
So I have
It's
to admit,
ridiculous.
I am actually a heavy.
And it's just like, oh, dude, it makes Final Fantasy look so good because like, wow. I mean, I don't know if it's as, like bad as it was in the past, but it's just the lack of quality of life and like previous expansions of WoW and it's just everything or like WoW like 6 years ago, and then like the argument could be like, bro, Haru, that was all those years ago, you know, that was a long time ago, but it's just in some part it even got worse with WoW, damn, but like it's just Final Fantasy sees like all, and they probably look at the complaints of the players as well. And they're just like, okay, let's not do that. It's probably like a list, right? Of just things they shouldn't do. And they really listen to the complaints of the players because we complain, bro. We never shut the fuck up. But I think that's what they want, right? Feedback is fucking amazing. I like feedback for me as well. And it's just, how are you supposed to know what's going wrong if no one says anything, right? Rather than getting upset about feedback or like criticism, I mean, so long as the criticism is within reason and it's actually constructive and not just like dog shit, then obviously you can grow from it, right? And Square Enix, that's one of their biggest strengths. Absolutely, they're really good about that. Or specifically the dev team for this game, it's fucking phenomenal. They're so good with it.
MMO gamer. So if I were to just make stuff that
Blank,
I
thank you
felt
for the
was
follow.
like
Risha, you too.
good, substantial content, it's going to be like one of your typical like super hardcore MMO.
まあちょっと下手したらね仕事を辞めてた可能性もあるぐらいなので
one false step and I may have just left my job, you know.
もし今僕が MMO まあゴリゴリやってた時に今のようにストリーミングっていうことがあったら僕仕事を辞めてた可能性が非常に高いと思います。
I'm sure if streaming had been available when I was really into.
My bet to pause it, but would you guys be against me putting some music in the back, just to like break the silence a little bit? Or unless you guys already listen to music, I'll keep it off so you can play your own stuff. But WoW feels like grinding for 1 to 2 months, enjoying 1 month as you're caught up. Then with new content released, throw all your previous work into the trash can. Yeah, like, well, I mean, that happens with the raids in Final Fantasy. However, the good thing, go for it, music please. All right, sounds like a plan. No, it definitely won't be loud. It won't be loud at all. But the good thing about Final Fantasy's gear is that while with the upcoming tier. Your previous tier from the previous raid tier, it'll be obsolete, unfortunately, but it won't be irrelevant for ultimate raids, and that's what's really fucking good about it. What sucks is that you have to sacrifice inventory space for it, which honestly it sucks for me. For most people, it probably doesn't suck, but for me, it sucks like crazy because I am very disorganized. However, this gear, it's still good, right? Like, for example, gear from fucking dungeons, and also gear from, let's say, I believe it's Eden's Gate, which was the first tier of this expansion. We're on the 3rd right now. It's basically over, but the gear from the very first tier is best in slot for the Epic of Alexander. You know, like. Like gear from back then, the beginning of the expansion, it still has a purpose, you know. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Pretty good.
To like obsessively playing these MMOs, I would have like not gone to an office job. I would have chosen the path to become a streamer.
That's a good thing it wasn't.
He still has his hair because he didn't end up streaming.
でもまあその中でやっぱ MMO を遊んでくる中でやっぱ友達になった人たちって必ずしもヘビーゲーマーばっかりじゃなかった。日々フレンドとチャットをすることを楽しみにその世界に来てる人たち、風景を見て回りたくてそのためにレベリングをしている人たちで、 自分がすごい難しいレイド、もしくはもう何百時間もかけなきゃ取れないようなウェポンを取って帰ってきた時に、
Yeah, tone gear does
まるで
last
自
a
分の
while.
ことのように喜んでくれる
Until about
フレンドだったり、
75, yeah.
すげえ武器ある、ちょっと見せてほしいって、
I
そう
mean,
いう人た
it
ち
even
が
lasts beyond
い
that.
て初めて
It might not be as good, but it still
世界
works.
って共有されてる
Leveling's pretty
し、自分ももっと強くなりたい、上手くなりたい、すごい武器取ってきてみんなに見せたいっていう欲求が生まれると思ってるので、僕にとってはなんか全部がとても大事なので、そのすごいヘビーユーザーって声が大きいからよく聞こえてくるし、どうしてもそっちの意見にこう引っ張られがちなんだけど、そうじゃない、世界を支えてる本当にたくさんの
No, anyone know something crazy?
声をそんなに上げない人たちによって僕らヘビーゲーマー
I believe
ゲ
it
ー
was
ムの中でゴリゴリレイド行ってるような人たちも
I
支え
think
られてる
it was the second tier of this expansion.
verse
Verse. I was so fucking broke. I was so fucking broke, and I have a bad habit of like not really wanting to ask people for help. So like my group, I mean now I don't care. Like my group will craft me gear if I need it for raid, but I actually I think I I think I cleared verse Eden's verse with gear or best in slot from the previous tier. I'm pretty sure I cleared verse with gear from the previous expansion. Carried? No, dude. It's not. Well, I mean, partly, yeah, because like they were carrying me in like the sense of like autumn level. But it's just I had to play perfectly. Like I had to do nasty DPS with that gear. But what I'm saying is it's possible. Like you can clear content with that gear. But granted, you have to play really well, or else you can't beat checks, right? So like I had to. Dude, I had to try extra hard. Honestly, I was griefing, not using better gear. But bro, I didn't have money. I don't craft. I don't do any of that. You know, like it's good. It's very good to craft and do all that. But it's not where I have fun, right? So like it helps to have a raid team or an FC that have dedicated crafters who can help you with that, right? And like my group was like, dog, you should have just asked. You know, and when they found out that we progged with me wearing shitty gear from the previous tier, they were just like, seriously, bro, why didn't you say anything? I was like, I feel like an asshole asking for help like that, but it's okay to ask for help. If you're broke and you just don't craft, like, dude, if you have a raid group, I'm pretty sure there will be at least one person who's willing to give you food, pots, and gear. For sure. I'm sure there's even someone who will meld for you. Like it's like people in this game are super nice. It's wild. Flexing on us? No, dude. You just bro ask anyone in your FC. There's got to be at least one person who will do it. You mean I have to press my cooldowns correctly? Precisely. Yeah, you could get away with playing like shit if you have better gear, but like the worse your gear is, the more on point you have to be, or you just cannot meet a check.
But yeah. But while I was playing a whole lot of MMOs, I would meet other players, of course, and you realize that some of them may just come into the game just to chat with the other players. They might
want
to tour around the areas, just look at the environments,
explore,
just admire the view, and that's the only reason why they level their character. Or some of them may be those hardcore raiders that want to go into punishing content, spend hundreds of hours to get that super cool shiny weapon, but then you also have the friend who's like, oh, I love what weapon you got. Let me see. I have no idea what content you went into, but that's a really cool looking weapon. And so there's just so many different people, so many different kinds of people playing MMOs, and once you see all those people there, that's when you first realize that, oh, this world is being shared by a whole bunch of other people. And by looking at the other players, you realize, well, I want to be like them. I want to get stronger. I do want to get better. That weapon is really cool. I really want to go and get it.
Yeah.
And it's just, everything is so important. Like, we don't want to neglect people just because they're casual or just because they're heavy raiders. Of course, a lot of the vocal people tend to be the heavy gamers, I have noticed. So I know our opinions kind of get influenced by those louder voices, so to speak. But I think we also have to understand that our world is being supported by not just them, but there are a whole group of other people who enjoy the game in their own ways. They may not be as vocal as some of our players, but you know, the world is not just like me with the heavy raiders and the super hardcore people, but there are different people supporting this world. And so I mean, I'm greedy. I want to satisfy everybody. I love the super casual solo players, and I also want to provide punishing content for those who want to go in and hardcore raid. So I don't know, that's the first thing I would say. I want to deliver content for both groups.
なので14の場合はおおむね奇数パッチ、メジャーアップデートの奇数パッチはできるだけカジュアル用にしよう。
Yeah, the cam quality.
で偶数パッチはレイドを入れて、
It's just if you've seen, yeah, it's exactly. It's probably recorded from his PC because like if you've seen Asmon's stream, his camera's on fucking point, and honestly, so is Rich's. Like they're usually fucking on point, but it looks really bad here because it's probably from Yoshi's PC. It's a Zoom call, yeah.
メインストーリーが終わってアルティメットの新しいのをクリアしたらワウのレイドをやりに行ってもよりレイドをもっとやりたいんだったら他のゲームのレイドをやってもらえばいいと思ってて、でまたその次の例えば 6.2 が来たらよし新しいレイド来たから戻ってくるぞ。もう僕は今の時代はそれでいい。
Damn, we're already 25 minutes through.
両方に向けて頑張るけど14で足りないなら他のゲームをその間プレイしてくれればいいんじゃないかなって。
So with that in mind, with Final Fantasy XIV, we have these major patch updates, and every odd patches, we do implement some more casual-ish content. And then in the even-numbered patches, we incorporate the raids, the high-end raids, so that the hardcore raiders can enjoy that content. But while we will be implementing some casual, skewing casual content in patch 6.1, we do intend on implementing the new ultimate raid. So those hardcore battle raiders have something to look forward to in that patch. And so I feel that you have the freedom, like once you've finished.
My bet to pause
patch.
it. Look at this smug bastard. He's like, yeah, I cleared those.
And so I feel that you have the freedom, like once you've finished off the story and you want some challenging content, of course, please go into the ultimate content. But once that's done and you're still looking for a challenge, and if you want to go to like an encounter in WoW to kind of test your mettle, that's perfectly fine, I think. And then once a new raid is implemented in 6.2, then you're more than welcome to come back here as well. You know, I do want to satisfy both ends of the spectrum in terms of casual versus hardcore, but at the same time, if players do feel that they're not quite satisfied with just Final Fantasy XIV, I think we have the freedom for them to kind of explore other games if needs be.
Dude, this is literally what I was just talking about not so long ago. Like, what I really got to give them credit for is just the fact that they aren't possessive with their players, dude. If you just aren't satisfied with the current patch, or you just want to play something else for a bit because you're more interested in something else rather than the game in its current patch, or it's whatever the fuck is going on, dude, they don't mind, you know? They're not like, what the fuck you should be playing? How stupid, how foolish of you to play a different game rather than ours, you know? Obviously, you don't know what the fuck you're thinking because you're not making the right decision, which is playing your game. They don't say that. They don't think that. You know, like, I'm not sure how Blizzard acts with that sort of thing, but like Square Enix doesn't bind you to their game, or the 14 team doesn't bind to their game. Like, you can play whatever you want, and they honestly like they probably encourage it. Even they encourage it. Like, listen, if you don't feel like playing, play something else. Don't burn yourself out on the game so you can enjoy it in the future when there's something that may interest you, you know, rather than just forcing it on life support.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best things about a game like that doesn't have retention mechanisms, is that it doesn't feel like it's a job or a chore or anything like that. So I very much appreciate that, and I think many players do as well. And whenever you're talking about challenging content, I think that probably the pinnacle of challenging content is going to be the ultimate fights. And I was curious if there are a few very difficult, as I've learned recently, challenges for solo players, namely Necromancer and the Heaven on High as well, the Lone Hero title. Are there other plans to add? I believe that there's one 4-man Savage raid. Are there more plans to add more difficult types of content and more heavy challenges that are aimed towards a smaller group of players, like maybe 4 or 1 player?
これは結構
What does he mean, four-man Savage? What 4-man Savage is there?
昔から特に北米を中心に
The
もら
Hunt?
うフィードバックなんですけ
Rathalos?
ど、
Yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only one that comes to
いよいよちょ
mind.
っと何かしら計
Only one that comes to
画
mind.
し始めてはいます。詳しいことはエンドウォーカーリリースした後に。
Well, Rathalos is supposed to be like a reflection of its Monster Hunter counterpart, right? Like you can only have 4 in World, yeah?
You know, I actually get this a lot, namely from North American players. It seems the desire for a smaller group and challenging content is quite high. So the feedback is acknowledged, and we are trying to see if we can plan for something in that vein. But I'm afraid I can't divulge on the details at this time. We do plan to do another live stream after Endwalker releases and things have settled down. We will be doing what's called a letter from the producer live. So I'm hoping that we can share some details and updates on that. But the possibility for sure is there.
Yeah, I think,
Dude, I think I wouldn't be against the idea of more like just challenging 4-man content, right? Like maybe not Rathalos all over again, right? Because I've had my fill of that fucking fight, you know. But more 4-man content would be fun. It would be fun, just like a little light party. You know, sometimes it's a little difficult. Like I feel like a lot of players probably struggle finding groups or putting together groups or just joining 8-man parties for raids. Like just earlier, someone mentioned they were having problems trying to find a party to go through the entirety of Eden before next expansion. So I think more 4-man content accessible by smaller parties would be really good. I think that'd be a really good inclusion for sure. That'd be pretty sick, honestly. And this may be and on that subject, this may be an unpopular opinion, but like I don't think I'm against the idea of 8-man dungeons, right? So we haven't had an 8-man dungeon since MSQ and Armor Born, and the thing is, like, I don't hate the idea of 8-man dungeon. I just don't want to be stuck watching cutscenes, right? I thought the concept of an 8-man dungeon was pretty fun, actually. It's like a trial, but dungeon instead, and it's like you're exploring with 8 people through a dungeon, right? So I mean, I think naturally they want us to have 4 rather than 8 people in a dungeon, because dungeons aren't as like engaging, right, as a trial would, because you spend a lot of time on trial, while in dungeons you don't spend much time at all. But it's just there isn't really an explorer factor or like a theme in trials and raids, right? Because like you're stuck in one little spot. Before, like there was there's like a few minutes of exploring, like in the coils or in Alexander before you got to the fight. However, now it's not so much the case, and you just spawn in the room, right? And like the most of the time you spend in there is on the boss fight, learning the mechanics, strategizing together, you know, like just working out the kinks, figuring out how to work with each other. But in a dungeon, it's just, I think it'd be kind of fun to be able to run like more like longer. I mean, at the same time, you could probably argue that that's what 24-man raids are, right? Like, because that's essentially what it is. It's really like long dungeons, and you have 3 parties of it. So I mean, maybe we already have it. I think I just don't do enough 24-mans is what it is. But I think what I'm craving is I just want something different, right? Because 24-mans get repetitive. I'm doing the same old raids. I only have access to 3, you know. And before you get the 3rd one, you only have access to 2, or in the beginning of expansion, you only have access to 1. So it gets repetitive as fuck. Yeah, like you have a larger party and it's a bit more, it's a bit more fun with more heads. But at the same time, it's just, it gets repetitive because it's the same fucking fight. So like I feel like more 8-man dungeons would be fun. But I guess that's just me. I don't know. I'm not sure how most people feel about that, but I I don't think the MSQ dungeons were a bad concept. I just think people hate them because you're forced to watch the cutscene, right? But it was a nice little thing being able to run around with that many people in a dungeon. I thought that was cool.
In that vein,
wanting to go from point
one of the questions that I had
is exciting in some way.
Giant
exactly.
insurgence of new players coming into the game, like just a whole bunch of new players coming into the game. How much does it affect this current expansion?
That's true.
Or
yeah.
how much of it was already so far along or already done that there might not be an impact?
エンドウォーカー自体に関しては後者ですね。特に影響を受けてません。というよりスケジュール的に影響を受けてる余裕がないって言った方が正しいですかね。まず。
So first of all, I think it would be the latter, specifically for Endwalker, only because we don't have any wiggle room to like be impacted by external forces that have come recently.
ただやっぱりこう新しい人たちが入ってくるっていうことは今までのプレイヤーとの価値観と違った価値観で14に接してくれる人たちが増えるっていうことでもあるので、その人たちが何を感じるのかっていうのは僕らはどうしても最新のコンテンツを作っているので、まあ過去のコンテンツをフレッシュな気持ちで遊ぶっていうのは結構難しい。だから今の14をゼロからスタートした時に何を感じるのか、それをどう発信してくれるのか。
MSQ with trust would probably kill the roulette, wouldn't it?
それによって
I don't know.
もっとテこ入れをするべきだな。
I've always wanted more 8-man dungeons. The only issue with the original ones was the cutscenes. Exactly, right? That's my point. Like I think the main reason they did away with it is because of the cutscenes. But if it was just your standard dungeon with 8 people, I think that would be really fun.
とても楽しいですね。
But that being said, with new people joining the game, I do understand that some of them might have different values or a different perspective on the game. And so I think it allows for us to have this new insight because of the new players that come in here. And I'm very curious to know, like, what are these new people thinking about as they start Final Fantasy XIV from scratch? Because we can't go back to old content to get like a new perspective or a new understanding on something. It only happens when you like first encounter it, I think. So whenever I do see like new players joining in and seeing what kind of information they're sharing with their community or what kind of posts they're making on social, like their sentiment and their kind of opinions are very interesting, and I'm very curious to see what kind of reactions they are getting seeing this content for the first time. And that actually allows for us to kind of identify any areas or pain points that might require our attention. Are there any areas that we need to go back in and sort of adjust, or do we need to perform maintenance on certain elements in our games? And so it allows for us to kind of open up that funnel to welcome more people in. So it is definitely a discovery. It's great to see like new players sharing their opinion over their social channels to see what they're talking about.
でどっちかというと1個だけそのベテランの光の戦士たちにどちらかというとお願いがあって、まあ僕はファイナルファンタジー14のコミュニティ、
It really would revive the raids. If they were to like make the raids unreal, I don't know if they were gonna do that, especially with how slow, like considering how slow they are with the current Unreal Trials. I don't know if they would ever drop Unreal raids, to be honest. Like right now, they're very slow with the Unreal Trials, and it's just, oh, dude, we're only on Leviathan. Like we're gonna finish this expansion on Leviathan. We've only done 3 trials, right? I think Shiva, Iden, Leviathan. Unreal Rana ASAP. I agree, dude. Or Sephiroth. Yes, dude. Unreal Ramu. Oh, hey. Anna, thanks for gifting that sub. I really appreciate it. Thank you, man. Hey, said enjoy your sub, dude. Thanks so much for the gift. I appreciate it. Cape West with Unreal, you little buster.
But if I could add one more thing, and I think this is more directed at veteran players who have been with Final Fantasy 14 for much longer.
That's me.
But of course, our community, I am very proud of our community. They are very welcoming, they're very kind. Whenever a newbie joins in, they're quick to help. But some of them, and I feel like we have the best community, one of the best communities in the world. But
yeah,
and I see new players coming in, and of course they want to enjoy that freedom of not knowing, like, and doing what they want to do and kind of feeling around. And some of these players, bless their hearts, they're so eager to help that they're like, oh no, do this instead. And, you know, they're jumping ahead of some of these newbies and just too enthusiastic about helping them. And I feel that they're kind of taking away from that freedom. So I hope they distance themselves just a little bit so that they're not overwhelming our newbies. I know they just love the game and they want for the players to experience, like, get the best experience as quickly as possible, but you know, I feel that their passion is just a little overwhelming at times. So I hope that our veteran players are allow for our new players to kind of experience some of this freedom of discovery, you know.
Sometimes you have.
Hey, before we continue, hold on. I feel like I have a reference to make here. What she just said, she said that sometimes the passion of the more veteran players, trying to guide newer players. Check this out, bro. I feel like this is a perfect representation of what that is.
Yeah. I don't care right now. Hello?
Look at me. Look at me.
I didn't do anything.
Don't lie to me, you little twerp. I'm gonna skip that cutscene.
Don't let me ever catch you doing that shit again. If you pay attention, you just might like it. Also, you're still the best wife and don't let me hear you say otherwise. Understood? You got that? Yes, of course. I'm sorry.
Good. Also, be sure to check out the Hildebrand questline. It's pretty silly, and I think you'll like it. Okay, bye.
Okay.
And dude, look at how accurate it is. He's just like, what just happened, bro? But it's so true, dude. Sometimes it's just like, bro, like, okay, I'll play the game the way you want me to play it, but like, come on, bro, take it easy. Bad reference. It's true and real. Oh Jesus.
To let the new tank open with plunge and not know how to use shirk.
I've learned a lot of things by doing them wrong.
That's
so
him.
Yes, I fully understand that.
そうですよね。タンクにたまにはそのシャークでヘイトを取るのじゃなくて、トランジでいきなり飛び込んで間違えさせるのもいいと思うんですよ。で、アズモンさんもそうまさに失敗して覚えることもあるので。
そうなの。でも2人とも覚えておいてほしいのは本当にみんな多分2人のことが好きで14が好きだからより楽しんでもらいたい。よりこの先に待ってる冒険にスムーズにたどり着いてほしいっていう思いが。
It was a nice step back from like your usual raids and things. It's because like I'm more of a raider than anything, right? So like doing Hildebrand for the first time was just like, oh, this is chill. This is cool. It's unique and it's fun. It's goofy, you know. It's nice to see that side of the game. You have to redo it. Yeah, I feel like we probably don't remember it as well as we, or like as well as we think we do, right? Rich is so red. Yeah, he is, dude. He matches this shirt. It's goofy and a fun break. It is, yeah.
And I'm sure some of these, and I know people who have played with you too as well. They just love your presence there, and they just want to be so helpful, and they really want you to get ahead and see the adventure that lies ahead of you. But you know, some of them get a little too excited about like, oh no, you need to do this in order to get through this content more efficiently and whatever. But I want to tell them like,
the backseaters,
dude, it's just entertainment. You're supposed to enjoy the journey here. So I don't know if you ever come across people being a little too enthusiastic in their helping, just kindly disregard them and just kind of smile and nod or whatever. And I hope that players, you included, and our existing community too, I hope everybody just prioritizes having fun in Eorzea. And I mean, not just in Final Fantasy 14, actually, with any game, you know. I don't like it when people chain each other down with weird politics or like awkwardness, it gets a little boring, you know, if everything is in a set pattern, like if everybody's kind of restricted and limited to like my way or the highway, you know. So I just
that really reminds me, so like this isn't Final Fantasy, but like I've recently been getting back into RuneScape, and listen, like some of you guys may fucking hate that game or whatever, but like I feel like this is a really good comparison to make, because with RuneScape, it's not so much about the experience, right? Like when we were kids, like to those who actually played RuneScape back in the day, it was more about playing it. Yes, old school RuneScape is what I'm talking about. Yes, I'm playing old school. I'm doing Group Iron Man right now. But like playing RuneScape back when I was a kid, dude, it was about the good times, just exploring, not really doing anything like that was really all that meaningful, right? I would spend a lot of time walking around, forgetting or like just kind of like abandoning my quest because I would get so sidetracked and distracted by the world. And it was my very first MMO. So like as a kid, everything was much simpler, dude. You know, you didn't take everything as seriously as you would probably like nowadays, you know? Like now it's more about efficiency. How perfect can I be? How fast can I get my XP? No XP waste, right? That's the fucking the motto with old school RuneScape, or just RuneScape in general. It's more about efficiency and getting things done as efficiently and quickly as possible without wasting any time. And like I understand that sentiment. If you're a busy person, you have a full-time job, and you still want to game, and you still want to progress, right? But I feel like some of us, if not most of us, tend to forget that we're playing a game, you know, and there's nothing wrong with having fun, you know. Like for some, maybe it's fun to optimize to a T, min-max as hard as you can, and just be absolutely perfect in every way possible, right? Some may have fun doing that, and I respect that. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of fun to be had by not taking it as seriously, and just trying to have fun with it, like explore, or like interact with other players, make friends, you know, for example, like the Hildebrand, the thing, like, dude, that's not, it doesn't really, you don't really gain anything, you know, that'll help you out in endgame from doing a side quest line like that. Like you get a couple emotes, right, that are just for fun, you know, and it's like just spending time just walking around or just chilling at the Gold Saucer, bro. Like I've spent so much time in this game just sitting, yeah, or Glamour, dude. I spent so much time in this game just idle, fucking around, like hanging out with the boys, like everyone. It's just how it is, you know. And that's the beauty of an MMO, right? Like you have all these friends, and you can make so many friends. And our peers, while I may not RP myself, I am somewhat envious of our peers, because they make their own fun every single time they get online. Like it's very unique, you know. Like sometimes I log on, it's just like, man, I wish I could raid. I really wish I could raid right now, but it's the same ass raid that I've been doing for like the past few months, and as a result, I haven't really raided in a few months, you know. The raid tiers just become so bland. I've done it a million times. I have all the gear I'm really interested in, and I can't do like my passion at the moment. But it's why, like, I'm trying to be like them by making my own fun, and it's been a good thing. It's been a really good thing. You were definitely AFK King and Limsa. I used to be a bit of an Limsa AFK, yeah. But like now I've been finding other ways to have fun. I interact a lot more. Streaming is great. It's a lot of fun interacting with you guys, talking with chat, making memes, like laughing together, just watching shit, you know. While before it was more about just raiding, you know, clearing content, getting gear, just chasing any sort of content, you know. So it's really fun. It's really fun to just sit back and relax and enjoy the MMO feel, right? Like because when you really look at it, it's this giant world with so many people that you can meet, you know, and you can like make memories with. And looking back, like that's how it was when I first started playing this game in 2013. I was still in high school. I was like 16, and for the first 2 years, I mean, I raided back then as well. But dude, I used to have this link shell back in A Realm Reborn, and it was literally maxed. And I used to see at least 70% of this link shell online on a daily basis. And dude, it was an experience, and it felt so normal. Like it wasn't all that unusual to me seeing all those people online and just interacting and hanging out. It was such a normal thing, you know. It was common. You would see that very often. FCs would be extremely active, and now it's like people don't really. I mean, I wouldn't say everyone, but like my link shows, my friend groups are a lot quieter than they used to be, and I feel like the game has really lost that piece of it, right? Like it's or that part of it, and it still has it, right? You just have to find the right people. And Discord, another thing is like Discord may have played a really large role in that, and like now people hang out of the game. They hang out on Discord, and that's fine. Discord is great, but it's just it's really like the experience of just immersing yourself in the game and being able to interact inside of the game rather than outside is just, it's a completely different experience, and it's really fun. It's a really positive experience. I like it a lot. It's great. It's just a product of convenience. It absolutely is, and I don't think it's a bad thing. But it is a bit of a shame that we can't do both, you know? Like, we can't have a good balance of both. It's mostly just Discord, and that's okay. You know, we can voice call, we can do all that. And we used to, this isn't really all that new. We used to have Mumble, TeamSpeak, Vent, Raid Call. We had all that shit, Skype. We had that shit before, you know, Adobe. We had all that stuff before. So it's not all that new, but like now it's a lot more prominent than it once was. So it's just like shit. It's crazy, but at least I got to have those experiences, and I have a lot of memories from back then, you know. But back on the topic of that they were talking about it, players just being way too excessive with wanting you to play the game like some sort of way. This reminds me of when Asmon was first playing the game, and he was trying to do his I believe it was a class quest. Yeah, he was trying to do a class quest, and everyone was all over him, dude. They were all over him, killing his ads, or his little, like, you know, the trash mobs, that like the ladybugs or the sheep or whatever, the rats that you're supposed to kill for your very first class quest. Bro, everyone was all over him, killing it, like killing everything, and they were just ruining the experience for him. And like, I'm not sure if it was probably one of two things, if not both. They were trying to either help him by helping him DPS so he could like get through it quickly, or they were just griefing him. And it sucks, man. Side question, why is 1 month subscriber icon more accurate to the avatar than 2 month subscriber? What the fuck? Well, it's because 1 month is just supposed to be your standard Haru, right? And then as you progress, like the hair color changes. Like, look at mine. Like mine is yellow, I think. Yeah, mine is, or green. Mine is green. Yeah, you're like, and I have shades on. Look at that. But yeah, dude, like, that's really what I was just trying to say with that.
Just want people to just enjoy the games.
Yeah, I will say that definitely enjoying it a lot. I know people like to joke around about me like stalling, but it's just my immersion. You know, I get so into all the things that.
Between Samurai and Machinist, which has a less busy rotation and probably easier to raid lead and do callouts for Savage and Ultimates with? Definitely Machinist. Hands down Machinist. Like, no competition. Samurai is good, but like it definitely asks it asks a bit more from you. It's a melee, and then you also need to do like dodge mechanics as a melee, and it's a little annoying. Physical range, you have the freedom of movement. You can continue DPSing while moving around, and Machinist is very simple. Like, listen, Machinist mains don't hate me. Listen, I mean Machinist too. Let's be real, it's pretty fucking easy. You have 1, 2, 3, and when you're not doing 1, 2, 3, you occasionally hit the drill, you occasionally hit air anchor, and then you occasionally go into hypercharge, where you press one button for 5 GCDs, while you weave 2 off GCDs, which isn't hard to hit. Like, it's a 3 key window, and you're pressing the same buttons like constantly, very quickly. It's not hard. It's not hard. And once you practice on a dummy for about, like, let's say like 30 minutes to an hour, not in one sitting, like over the course of, you know, several sessions, you'll probably be a beast at it. And you can, bro, I do shot calls all the time, and like whenever like I try to help like other players learn, or some friends, I do call outs for them on Machinist, and it's because I'm chilling out in the back, and I'm just, it's free as fuck. Oh, thank you, Jackie. That was nice of you.
That are happening at all the
but
time.
Thanks for the $1, man.
Just a bard that happens to be standing next to me.
Drac, thank you for the follow, buddy.
Walking over to a quest while I'm doing MSQ. But one of the questions I really wanted to ask is just the open communication that you guys have.
Man,
even us being
follow.
here right now. The
you,
community that Asmon and I originally came from, that was not the case. Not at all, even though we were part of it for a very long time. I understand why different companies have different policies on things like that, but I do personally feel like the community being so incredible in this game is a reflection in a lot of ways of how open you guys are to talking to that community. Is there ever any hesitation or nerves? Like, what actually allowed you guys to get to this place where you have such open communication with all the players?
本当にそうですよ。パーティーでプレイしている時も時々その動きが遅いから突っ込まれるんですよ。でもそれは自分がゲームに没入していてここを味わっているっていう証拠なんです。その MSQ をメインシナリオを進めていく中でニュー詩人に惹かれてついていくのもそれだと思うんですよね。で、実際にそのコミュニティのお話があったかと思いますけれども、本当にそのコミュニティとのコミュニケーションが非常に風通しの良いものを
まあ結構答えは実はシンプルで。
To be fair, my eyes are a little dry right now. It's because I woke up not too long ago.
オリジナルで大失敗してる。
And I don't know, they're just dry. I wear contacts too. Wiley, thank you so much for the 4-month resub, buddy. Thank you. Welcome back, gamer.
当然ものすごい怒ってる人たちに対してやり直しますっていう時に謝ることも大事だし。まあそれをどう挽回するかっていうのをちゃんと伝えていくことっていうのはまあ当たり前だと思うんですよ。ミスをしたので。なのでそれをちゃんとしようっていうのを会社に伝えて、まあやれるんだと思う。いいよ、好きにやっていいからって言ってもらったんで、まあそれをやってるっていうのは。
I think it's definitely possible. Wait, my bad. I want to answer this question really quick. Okay, so Lloyd asked, if we're not going for world firsts, do you think it's fine to have 3 physical raid DPS, or would it hurt our raid too much? I told my friends to play what they enjoy, and we ended up with 1 bard and 2 machinists. Lol. Well, now it seems like our raid DPS is a bit low, and if we didn't have Echo, we'd have a hard time with Enrage. So here's the thing about that. It's definitely a little lower because like you could have a black mage, or you could have like a samurai, but I feel like so long as you have at least 1 melee, I think with that group composition, you have to make the sacrifice and either have at least red mage, or no, I'm sorry, not a red mage, a black mage or some melee, right? Because the thing is, your LB generation is going to be slower, right? Because you have multiple of the same job. So with that being said, I think at that point, melee LB becomes a lot more valuable, right? Because since it's so slow, that 1 LB that you're probably gonna get, that just 1 LB that you're gonna get, you need to use it, right? And like range DPS, physical range DPS, or mage LB, these 2 LBs suck for boss damage. It's garbage, right? Which is why melee LB is good. 2 of the same job as LB generation loss for sure. Exactly, right? Which is why I think at that point, that 4th slot should be a melee. If you can get a melee on that slot, opt for a melee because you need that limit break. You're not gonna get many because you have 2 machinists. But what's good about that composition is that machinist does a bit of DPS. It doesn't do as much as say samurai or black mage, but it does a bit. It does a bit. So if both of your machinists learn how to play their jobs pretty well, you should be okay. But again, keep in mind what I said about that last slot. Either have a black mage to just carry a bit, or take a melee. Doesn't matter which melee. So long as you get the melee LB, you'll be okay. But yeah, no, you can clear just fine with 2 machinists and a bard for sure. It's just that last slot that'll probably make or break.
I think the answer might be simple, more simple than you imagine. First, Final Fantasy XIV had a horrible launch. 1.0 was quite a failure, and Yoshida, or I was brought in to kind of rebuild it after we had fallen flat. And so, of course, the players who were looking forward to a new Final Fantasy MMO were extremely angry. And so the first steps that we took was to apologize to them and then show our commitment to improving and correcting our ways and how we're going to do that, and be clear in our objectives and how we're going to make sure we're relaunching. So I felt that that was just natural, or as a matter of fact, to do this first and foremost. So I consulted corporate and explained to them, hey, I want to have an open communication with the community, let them know what I want to do, and they seem to be okay with it. So that was the first step I took.
でもう1個は、まあ僕がやっぱりそのウルティマオンライン以降ずっと MMO を遊んできてて、すごい残念だなと思ってたのが、僕は例えばウルティマオンラインめちゃくちゃ好き、大好きで、まあプレイしてる人たちもみんなそうで、おそらく当時まあスタートオリジン の皆さんも、まあ、情
Where
熱
did
的
Where
だ
did
からこ
Yoshida
そ
city
ウルティ
strings
マ
go?
を
Dude, I asked
作
the
っ
same
て良
thing.
く
He
していこう
fucking
としてた。
yanked it
だからど
out.
っちも同じゲームをよくしようとしてってるのに、
Take it
いや
easy,
要は
Jackie.
どう
Thanks
し
for
たの
watching.
に、なぜか敵対関係みたいになるんですよ。そう僕らは当時よくそのバグと戦ってるかオリジンと戦ってるかみたいな、まあそれはそれでまた面白さもあった、ウルティマは。でもこれが時間が経てば新しいメモになればなるほど、
It's a real power to take those strings out. Yeah. I guess I like keeping them because like depending on the size of your hood, it might be nice to have it so you can like shrink it, right?
うまくみんなに伝わってないし。
When I really think about it, dude, the expansion is so close, dude. We've been waiting for so long. I don't think we've ever waited this long for the expansion drop, dude. Oh. When it comes, bro, oh my god, I lost. It's on, dude. I can't wait. I
ついに
cannot
自分が
wait.
全権式の MMO ができたんで、
Yoshi-P is
じゃあ俺が理
adaptable,
想にしてた
absolutely.
MMO をやるぞっていう感じでやってます。やっぱり友達でも家族でも何を考え
It's
て
weird
るか分
watching
か
me
らな
so
いってなったら
quiet.
すごい
Yeah,
怖い
man.
恐怖だと思うので、
It is just one of those
お
days.
互い何を考えてるかがで
It's
きる
just
だ
one
け
of
分
those
かる
days.
ように
I don't have as
したい
much
っていう
energy
のが
as I normally do. I don't know.
一個の理由
It's because of my schedule, my
ごめ
sleep
んなさい、
schedule
吉
now.
田さんの今のコメントを訳す前に念のため確認させていただきたいんですけれども、アルティマオンラインとオリジンというのは2つ別々のタイトルですか？
あ、違います。ウルティマを作ってた会社がオリジンシステムズですね。はい。はい。すみません。はい。知識不足でした。はい。Sorry, I was just double checking something. So of course, the first step was to apologize and to make sure we are talking to our players about what we wanted to rectify. And for example, I love Ultimate Online, and I love the game. I love them so much, and I'm sure the players, other players who played Ultimate Online, really loved the game as well. And I'm sure Origin felt that they wanted to make their game better and they wanted to improve upon it. But for some reason, from how I perceived it, it was like developers versus consumers. And it didn't feel like we were collaborating. It felt like we were enemies almost. I mean, we both love the games. The consumers want to play a good game. The developers want to build a good game. But for some reason, it was either we're fighting against bugs and issues, or we're fighting against Origin, and it was very sad. And once time has elapsed, it would have more MMOs would have come out, and like it just felt such a shame that both parties really just have love for the game, but it just felt like an opposing position against each other. And so whenever Origin would try to let players know about a new patch that's being applied, it didn't get communicated properly. And so I felt that was such an unfortunate situation. So I was always thinking about, if I were ever to make my own MMO and to build a community, I would love for a better means of communication. And that chance came with the rebuild of Final Fantasy XIV. And so I had my chance to kind of build my ideal sort of environment. And so, yeah, I tried my best to convey what exactly I'm trying to do with the game, just so that the players understood and know the intentions behind it all.
Dude, oh my gosh, imagine if they never rebuilt 14, dude. Imagine if they just said, fuck it, it was a flop, let's move on. And then 14 was just history, dude. Imagine. It would have been such a shame, dude. Oh man, God bless Yoshida, dude. Thank goodness this man exists. Like, actually, that'd be so sad. It's a really sad thing to like think about. Yeah, 1.0 wasn't that bad. I mean, it's just in comparison to what the game is today. And to be fair, like, yeah, we've had plenty of expansions to grow the game, but the sheer difference between 2.x and 1.x was just, dude, it was ridiculous. Like that game would basically it would like it would encourage you, or not even encourage, it would kind of like force you to log off or just try different jobs, right? Because like, let's say you wanted to grind out one class. I heard that game would basically stop you from leveling a job that you were trying to level up and force you to go play something else, right? And that sounds really shitty. And I don't know. It was fatigue. Yeah, it was like fatigue. What the fuck is that? Like why would you have that? I don't know. Like maybe it's just a concept that I can't really grasp because I've never played a game quite like that. But it's like, yeah, it's like the opposite of Rest XP. Frenzy, thank you so much for the Prime, dude. Really appreciate that. Another thing, it was like, it was very poorly optimized. Like barely anyone could even run it, right? Never in my wildest dreams would I have ever been able to run that until like probably like today, or like because I built my PC not so long ago. I built it like in 2019. The plant pot, yeah, dude. Like the game was terribly optimized. It would fucking like you needed a ridiculously good PC for such a kind of like honestly like a pretty bland looking game, you know? Like the plant for anyone who doesn't know, for context, the plant pots, like they had more pixels or some shit than the fucking player characters or something. 30 FPS max, more or less, and it was so demanding of your PC. It was so demanding of your rig for 30 FPS polygons. That's what it was, not pixels, polygons. That's the word I'm looking for. But listen, they both start with the P. Yeah, that's the one. But like it was so demanding for such an average looking game. It was so demanding of your rig, and it was like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? It was so bad. But I mean, I hear the story was pretty good, but like it's just one thing can't really be, or like one thing such as a story can't really. How hard can the story carry a game, right? Like, I mean, to be fair, 14 story today really carries the game, but I don't think it carries the game. It's the main focus, right? But if you were to completely like ignore the story, if you were just an endgame raider who only wanted to raid and not do story, you could get away with that. This game is just so good in so many different like avenues, and not just story, right? And I'm not trying to say, bro, don't do the story, just play the game, so you can understand what I mean. I'm just trying to say that this game holds the fuck up no matter what you do, right? Like, have it be casual gaming, community, or rating, or story, or whatever. Like it's all crazy. It's all crazy. Like that's the thing. That's what an MMO should be able to accomplish, right? You should be able to have fun no matter what you do. And I think they've done a fucking phenomenal job so far. Limit and Echo are having a great time doing that. Yeah, basically, right? And I'm not really one to roast someone for not doing the story, because I've been there, dude. I've been there. Like I'm not gonna lie. I've had my moments where I've skipped through many expansions. I've read when I first started playing this game, I paid very close attention to the basically all of Realm Reborn. I barely remember it. I'm being honest. I watched like snippets of Heavensward, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of embraced that style of gameplay where I wasn't really all that focused on the story. I never said it was trash. I never once disagreed with anyone saying it was great. I was always very aware that it was fucking awesome. It's just I became a bit of a sweaty little kid who just wanted to raid and do high damage, you know. So I kind of like forgot about it. But the story is just too good to pass up, man. So like, I totally understand where these raiders who skip cutscenes and like completely ignore that part of the game are coming from, but with that being said, what's great about the game is that you can always go back and do New Game Plus if you really want to experience it later, right? Or you can just watch at least 80% of the cutscenes are available at the end, you know. So it's not like you lose the access to that experience right after skipping everything. You can always go back, is my point, right? So while their skippers do exist, at least it's always there for you. You can still go back and experience it one way or another, right? So it's great. It's great. However, I don't think people should boost so soon after picking up the game. Don't be a Quinn. That's one thing I will try to at least suggest. Do not be a Quinn. You'll ruin the game for yourself.
Go ahead. Oh, was he done? Sorry, I wasn't.
すみません。大丈夫ですか?
大丈夫よ。どうぞどうぞ。
Yes, he was finished.
Okay. Yeah. You completely nailed it there. About the developers and the players being against each other. That is
no problem, BMO. No problem.
Exactly the way that I have felt with not just one game, but many games.
Wait, that was perfectly timed. It sounded like he was saying that. Yeah, it sounded like he was saying it to me.
I think that also the type of more honest and direct and personal communication between the developers and the players, and more so the the shared love of the game between the developers and the players, and being able to even play with the players. I know that Yoshida has his own character, and he sometimes plays with actual just random people in the community, and I think that's beautiful. That's amazing. And that is just, I think, probably a big reason why the community at large is more positive too. And I think it is because of that more open line of communication with the developers.
Dredge, thank you for the Prime Gaming, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you, man. Fuck, I'm not paying attention to Haru. I was helping someone clear E10S. Dude, no, that's fine, dude. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Hey, dudes, you don't have to focus so much on the stream. Listen, like, if you just want to have it playing in the background for noise, that's perfectly fine. Don't sweat it. You don't have to listen. You don't have to pay 100% attention, okay? Like, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
本当におっしゃる通りだと思います。
What the fucking eels? What are the eels?
けれども、その開発対プレイヤーというその敵対関係
Asmon is so much smarter than Big D Damage. Yeah, like he's pretty articulate. Like I really like his questions. But like on the topic of what he just asked, if you guys didn't know, Yoshi actually he likes I'm not sure if this is always him. Okay, so he has his character, right? It's that little Lollipop Black Mage. And he plays. I think he raids with other people, like he does other trials, or like he does trials with some people, like on JP he plays with them, right? He has logs. There's logs of him playing, so like there's proof that he actually plays. However, there's like if you aren't aware, the minstrel, the wandering minstrel NPC, this isn't even a spoiler because it's not even touched upon in the story. It's more so like the Rising event, like the wandering minstrel NPC is supposed to be Yoshi, right? And there is a character on every single server and data center that looks like the wandering minstrel, and it's supposed to be Yoshi, right? And it's assumed that it's him. I hope it's him rather than just someone just playing the role, right? But like, he pulls up to all the servers and he chills with people. He hangs out with them, and like everyone gathers around. They do emotes. They throw out like the little fireworks or whatever, and they take screenshots. They record it. It's great. It's him, right? It's him, right? Okay, perfect. Because like for a while I was like, someone asked me, they're like, do you wonder if that's like actually him? And I'm like, I hope so. But it's him, and that's fucking awesome, dude. Like, do any WoW devs do that? They just pull up and hang out with the actual players? That's so nice, dude. It's so nice. No? What a shame, dude. Wait, let me put the volume up.
For sure, and I've heard my friends talk about this.
We assume WoW devs don't actually play Sag.
And I feel it sometimes too, with some MMOs. They wonder, do these developers even play their own game? But with us, like a lot of the developers on Final Fantasy XIV are warriors of light ourselves. We go to the raids, we collect our Allegan tomestones to exchange them for our weapons, and we are working hard. Like, we are players ourselves, and I think it's just best to show that, like, let the people know that, yeah, we love our game. And I myself am a very competitive person, and I main a black mage, and so I want to be the world's best black mage, you know. So I mean, like, that's just it. I think it's just the shared love for the game and just playing together.
And dude, it's like as they just said, it's really good to love your own craft, right? Because like I feel like Blizzard probably hates WoW at this point, dude, and largely it's mostly thanks to what they've done to it, right? Like, they basically fucked their game up and now they fucking hate it, and it feels like they hit the players as well.
I don't play with just my stats.
While it's the complete opposite for Square Enix. Like, they love their players, they love their game, you know. It's really nice to see. It's super wholesome.
I sometimes queue up for like a random group, and no matter what strategy they try to pull or no matter what position they do, I want to give it my best. And
bless his soul, dude. Cause I can't do myth for the life of me, bro. I refuse to use myth strat, especially on melee, bro. You will not catch me dead using myth strat. Sorry, Primal, I can't do it. I can't do it, bro. Myth strat, it ain't happening.
And
It ain't
so
happening.
I want to learn these strategies. I go home and
Oh.
continuously play Final Fantasy
What a
14.
saint.
So it is a lot of fun being part of this team. You know, it's to the point where I don't really feel like it's work.
That's such a nice thing to hear. One of my questions is definitely what other games do you sometimes try to play to draw on inspiration? I remember watching some interviews way back at like different things like the No Pixel documentary and things like that, and hearing about some of the things that you got from Mist of Pandaria, for example. Are there any current games that you sometimes draw inspiration from?
ちなみにその他のゲームなども遊ばれますか？で、その遊んだ時にその影響を受けたりすることはありますか？結構過去のインタビュー、ノークリップのドキュメンタリーであったり、あとミスト・オブ・パンダリアの影響を受けたなどの話を伺っているので、どういったゲームに刺激を受けているのかなというのは気になりました。
Activision is just as guilty as Blizzard, right? Like, have you seen what Activision has done to fucking Call of Duty, bro? They basically ruined Call of Duty. Granted, like the Modern Warfare was like, thank goodness the reboot for Modern Warfare was good, because Modern Warfare will probably go down in history as the best Call of Duty ever, bro. Modern Warfare 2, that is, or one of the Modern Warfares. Like they were so damn good, bro, and they completely ruined the entire franchise. What a fucking shame, Activision, dude. What are you doing? It's all about the money. It's all about the money with that fucking with that company, and it's just a business, right? And you hate to see it. You hate to fucking see it. And I feel like when I first started to realize that with Blizzard was when I was playing Overwatch, and it felt like I spent Overwatch. I felt like I spent more money on Overwatch than I actually spent playing the game. Right? Like I spent more time buying shit, like buying loot boxes and skins. And by the time, why though? Yeah, it's I don't know, dude. It's because like I really wanted skins. I wanted like I'm a very cosmetic gamer, right? So like when I was playing Overwatch and shit, dude, I'd just be like, fuck, bro, I'm spending so much on loot boxes, and it's all RNG. It's all RNG, dude. It's so fuck. Yeah, you unlock them, yeah, but it takes time. I want like new skins would come out temporarily for seasonal events, and sometimes you don't have the time. You don't like you have to play all the time to get these loot boxes, and on top of that, it's still RNG, right? So that's why it's just like, bruh. Like, why is it like that? And like, was it Blizzard or was it Activision? You know, like forcing their hand, like basically pushing them to transform their game into this fucking this money printer. You know, both. It was probably both, yeah. But like, it's such a shame, man. It's such a shame. And like, I used to love Overwatch, and they also let that game die. Whatever happened to Overwatch 2? When the fuck was Overwatch 2 gonna come out, bro? That game is never gonna come out. You feel bad for Jeff Kaplan? Jeff Kaplan was, dude, I feel like Jeff Kaplan was very similar to Yoshi-P. I feel like people don't give, honestly, maybe they do. Maybe I just don't hear about it as much as I used to. But Jeff Kaplan, I'm not sure if he's done anything bad in his time, but while I was playing Overwatch, Jeff was so wholesome, dude. What a dev, dude. He was so nice. And like, if you think about it, dude, if you think back to it, he was always so adamant about not wanting the game to become a toxic piece of shit, right? Like I think like there was a video, like, you know how Yoshi does like the letter from the producer or whatever. Jeff would do something similar, and he had one where he like expressed his disappointment in the community and shit. And dude, like, it was really sad to see. Like, it really came from the heart, and you can tell like how heartbroken he was with seeing the way his game turned into like with its community. Like he had this vision and this dream for it, and it just became that. And then after leaving, like, what happened to the game, dude? Like, it was all downhill, and you hate to see it. But I'm glad he stepped away, because it's probably more healthy for him, dude. And look at Blizzard now, you know, and Blizzard Activision. So he tried his best, and like, kudos to him, dude. Kudos to him. But I feel like he is very similar to Yoshi-P, and people need to remember Jeff, because he was an angel. He was a fucking angel, man. Heroes of the Storm on life support. Oh, Jesus. Yo, Mini Mirrors, thank you for the follow, and F1, you as well. Thank you.
Man, if I were to list each and every single one, I think I can do like a full-on live stream show, like an all-day show. Gosh.
僕にとってやっぱり大きいのはウルティマオンライン、ディアブロ、 ワールド・オブ・ウォークラフト
Ah, damn, now I'm getting sad just thinking about Overwatch in the early days, man. Fuck.
僕が技術者として
What a shame, dude. God, come on,
ゲームデザイナーとして
Blizzard.
もベースになってるものとしてはとてつもなく大きいタイトルだと思います。
But if I were to
Lloyd, sorry to pause, dudes, but Lloyd, to answer your question, melee DPS are typically more difficult than physical range because physical range have the freedom of movement, right? And physical range is physical. I really wanted to say fidget spinner for a second there. Physical range rotations are nowhere near as complex as melee, right? You could argue that ninjas and dragoons aren't very complex, and that's definitely factual. I'm not gonna disagree with them. I'm not gonna dispute that because it's true. Dragoon's rotation is P-brain, you just do two combos over and over again, with the occasional off 2 cities. But physical range are, like, I hate to say this, my Fizz range mains, I love you guys. I Fizz range, like, I'm Fizz range right now myself, but dude, listen, they're piss easy. They are piss easy. Bard is more about reactions. Machinist is more about rotation, a simple one. And then Dancer is just like, bro, Dancer's like, you have like a really back-breaking job. You come home from work and it's just like, bro, I just want to play. Like, I don't want to think. You just want to turn brain off. You play Dancer. You're just trying to relax and just enjoy the ride and not so much the job. You play Dancer. Dancer's more of like an aesthetic job, or like or buffing your party. That's Dancer, right? So I think Dancer is a good job, but I mained Dancer last year. I mained it, but you personally attack. I'm not attacking dancers. I'm just saying Dancer's that chill job that you play if either you like the aesthetic or you like buffing your party, or you really just don't want to think all that hard. Dancer's no rotation, just go with the flow. Exactly, it's like flowchart. Like you just press buttons as they come, right? The only like quote unquote rotation that Dancer has is song. Or I'm sorry, not song, dance. It's the dance, and then flourish, I guess. The flourish cooldown, devotion, whatever it's called. That's it, right? It's chill. Haru, what are your thoughts on the new job changes? I think they're pretty great. I think I even think Scholar's great. The only thing that I'm a little like question mark about is Dark Knight. I don't think Dark Knight's bad. I just think it's underpowered as fuck in comparison to the other tanks. All the other tanks have nasty heals, and honestly, I am expecting healers to not have to try as hard unless they make the raids hurt like a bitch next expansion, which might be a concept. We'll see. If the raids do not hurt as bad as I'm thinking they will be, I think healers are gonna have a really smooth ride through the raids, because tanks are just gonna heal like crazy. It's gonna be ridiculous unless you're Dark Knight. If you're Dark Knight, then your healers are probably just gonna be like, bro, what are you doing, man? I want a DPS. Come on, play warrior, heal us. Play paladin, heal us. You feel me? Like, I don't think Dark Knight's gonna be bad. I just think it might develop this thing where the healers want tanks who can heal so they don't have to. Oh, Dark Knight, dude. Fingers crossed. Hopefully they buff it before next expansion actually drops. Frenzy, thank you for the follow, man.
Bring up a few. Of course, Ultima Online, Diablo, World of Warcraft, EverQuest, Dark Age of Camelot. So those are games that not only as like a game designer and an engineer, but yeah, those titles are very much an influence to me.
もちろんスタンダーローンのゲームだと、ファイナルファンタジーシリーズ
Good guy Dark Knight played so healers can use their opti CDs. They're really following Final Fantasy IV lore. They're even making all dark mains become paladins.
And then as for standalone titles, of course, the Final Fantasy series and the Dragon Quest series is just standard for any Japanese developer out there.
あとはそうですね、僕もともと結構 FPS もやるんですけど、Call of Duty Modern Warfare の1、2をやった時に、これちょっと例えが
Wait, I really want to know what this is about.
これはファイナルファンタジーだなと思ったんですよ。FPS なんですけど。
And then also, I love first-person shooters. So when I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 and 2, and I know this might sound very inappropriate, but I thought to myself, wow, this reminds me of Final Fantasy.
What? Okay, actually?
本当少人数で世界を救うじゃないですか。リアリティがないですよ、普通。でもめちゃくちゃ面白いんで、あれ結構衝撃だったんですよ。FPS なんですけど。
How?
And I know you go into there, you go in as the protagonist, and you have this very small party who saves the world. Like, you know, it's such a it was such a shock. It's like, oh wow, that's just like Final Fantasy. Although it's a first-person shooter.
It's true. Like in Modern Warfare 2, like Captain Price and basically all of the task force and the Rangers as well. And no, but like Modern Warfare 2's story was so fucking good. Like, it's just the villain, the main villain, or like there were two main villains, right? It was Makarov, and I think Shepard was the actual main villain of that game. But just the entire concept of the main villain, basically starting World War III, being he's supposed to be like the guy, like your superior, right? And he's supposed to be the leader. Like you think this guy is just he's doing all the shot calls and you trust him, right? And then he backstabs you so hard and he kills Ghost and he kills Roach. Oh my god, dude, it was beautiful, dude. It's just the way they made that story. It was just oh my god, dude. It's just they really made you love these characters, and then the betrayal, and then the ending. Oh my god. And then Modern Warfare 3 may have been like an iffy game. It may not have been as good as Modern Warfare 2, but it was like the story was still good. Wow, spoilers, bro. Listen, this was fucking this was fucking what, 2009, 2011, bro. What the fuck? This is such a long time ago. You forgot Zakayev in COD 4? Yeah, Zakayev as well. But Zakayev was never like a good guy though. I think he was bad from the beginning. And he fucking killed Gaz. He killed Gaz. But it's okay, we got Ghost. It's fine. 12-year-old spoilers? Yeah.
まあちょっと前ですけど PS4 のスパイダーマンが出た時にこれだけなんていうんですかテクノロジーと遊びそれからキャラクターコントロールを What a
comparison to make though. That's crazy, dude. I really didn't think so. I really didn't think he would do that.
エンターテインメントで提供できるんだっていうのはすごい悔しかったし
COD was so good back in the day. Damn it, Activision! Why you gotta fuck your games, dude? COD was so good. It's getting better now. I think Cold War was apparently bad. I thought the story was okay. As for the multiplayer, I wasn't really a big fan. But Modern Warfare held up for like 2 or 3 years.
Some of the more recent games would be Spider-Man on PlayStation 4.
Vanguard, bro.
That one made me feel so jealous and envious, and at the same time just left me in awe that they were able to bring together like the gameplay elements to the character controls, bringing together like video game and entertainment in a single package. So yeah, I was very jealous of that. And then Ghost of Tsushima made me feel very jealous as well, so that left me thinking a lot also.
That's cute.
まあなんでまあ話してたキリがないのでまあこれぐらいですけど多分皆さんが思ってる以上にめちゃくちゃいろんなゲームちゃんとクリアまで
That's really nice to hear that he's a gamer, dude.
But yeah, it's a lot. If I start listing them, I don't know where I'd stop. But I love games. I play a lot of games and I do a lot of playthroughs as well.
How does this man find the time? I wonder.
I hate to be the bad guy, but we are a little bit over time. We could probably do something to wrap it up in the next couple of minutes if that's okay.
No!
Yeah, that sounds great.
Perfect.
No, that doesn't sound great. More!
Well, just because we're at the end, I do want to say one more time, thank you so much. If you gave us 8 hours, we'd probably ask for 9 because we're so excited to actually get to talk to everybody. And for like, I've honestly, the past 3 months have been so incredible. And I think I can speak for both me and Asmon that we've had a truly incredible experience. So
yeah, thanks a lot for giving us this opportunity. It's a privilege. We've really enjoyed playing the game so much. Originally, whenever I went into it, I didn't really know what to expect. And I think at this point, I've probably logged about 20 to 30% of the hours of all days up to the day that I started playing the game on the game. So I've played a lot. It's been extremely fun. I've loved it. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you for making such a great game.
I think Asmon and I both, when we went into the game, we intended to beat the hardest content possible. Like that was what we both wanted to do. And I'm pretty sure he spends about 14 hours of every day just in Gold Saucer. And I'm just trying to make the best chocobo ever. And I'm just in my FC estate just all day long stalling.
そうです。まあ、終わりのコメントになってきましたので、こちらからぜひ感謝の言葉をお伝えさせてください。おそらく8時間のインタビューをやろうって言った話であったら、こちらとしてはもう9時間も話したいというぐらい、吉田さん方とお話しできる機会を本当に楽しみにしていました。ゲームをプレイしてまだ3ヶ月なんですけれども、本当に素晴らしい体験をさせていただいて、
We've spent over an hour on this already, but like it's been such a ride. I've really enjoyed this.
今日はありがとうございました。ゲームを遊ぶことができるので光栄に思っていますし、
More like 2 hours.
ゲームを始めた当初は本当に何が出てくるのかわからない状態で入ったものなんですけれども、
Are there any others you guys recommend?
本当にハマってしまい、ゲームを始めた段階から全
Yo,
て
what's up,
遊んでいるゲームのうちのもう2割
really
3割
good,
をもう占めてるんじゃないかというぐらい遊び込んでいますので、本当に大好きなゲームとなりました。で、もともとリッチさん、アズモンさんが14を始めたきっかけは、ゲームの中で一番難しいコンテンツをクリアしようぜっていう意気込みで入ったつもりだったんですけれども、アズモンのやつ、14時間は優にホールド操作でずっと過ごしてるよねっていう話をしつつ、リッチさんはFC ハウスの中でもだらだらまったりしてるだけになっているので。
Look at how happy he looks. Oh, it's so awesome.
いやいや、でもやっぱり MMO って僕は、これも僕のちょっと
It's just I really want to consume this content before it fades away once the new expansion drops. And I'd rather experience it with all you guys while it's fresh. You know?
Yeah, I would like to share some comments on my end as well. So first, MMO, and I think this applies to any game in general, but I feel that video games should allow for the player to be free in what they do.
でやっぱりゲームに使えることもある。プレイするのに使えることもある。リフレッシュしたいこともある。
We'll watch some more
だから
videos.
僕はなんか1個のゲームに縛る本当にナンセンス
Heck
だと
yeah,
思
we're
って
just chilling,
いるので、今は2人とも
let me,
一回お休みしてるとは思うんです
Rich,
け
I'm
ど、
gonna put your clip on the side before, so I don't
プレ
forget
イしたり
it. I got you,
プレイ
bro.
して14プレイするとお互いのいいところっていうのがまた見えてくると思うので、やっぱりいろんなゲームの配信をみんな多分楽しみにしてる。それは2人だけじゃなくて、なのであんまり責任感でゲームをプレイしないでほしいなっていうのはすごいどのストリーマーの人にも感じることなので、ぜひ楽しんでプレイをしてもらえると見てる僕たちもみんな楽しいと思うので。
We're stalling roulette to make you watch videos. It's good. It's really good content. I'm enjoying it.
はい。ぜひこれからも
Thanks for chilling with me, guys. Thanks for watching these things with me. Thank you.
And so with that freedom, some people might get tired of playing the same game constantly, or like just gameplay gets to be a little tiring. Some people might want a refresh. And I feel that players don't need to be tied down to one single game. For all intents and purposes, if you guys were like taking time off from World of Warcraft just to play 14, I don't know, I feel like it's players who kind of latch onto one single game and just become too tied up with a single game is nonsense. It feels very unnatural. So if people,
I mean, okay, so I understand where they're like what they're saying here. Like I think it's true, but at the same time, dude, maining, okay, so I have mained Final Fantasy for about 8 years now, right? And this might sound a little crazy to y'all because it may sound a little excessive, right? But like I am not shitting you when I say this has been my main game for the past 8 years. Yeah, I have played other games on the side, but like it's just this game has saved me a lot of money when I really think about it, because like when I used to live in Florida, South Florida, all my friends, like all my gamer friends, they were what you would call game hoppers, right? And to each their own. That's just the way they had fun. They would hop games and they would play a bunch of these games, and it's just I couldn't really do that with them, right? Because it wasn't really reasonable, dude. It wasn't reasonable. Yeah, game hopping gets super expensive. it wasn't reasonable for my wallet. I was just like, dude, we played these games for like 3 days and then we move on to the next one. Like, this sucks. I wanna sit down and enjoy a game. And it's just Final Fantasy, like, there was so much to enjoy, and there still is so much to enjoy. So it's been a really easy game for me to main. So like, while I understand what they're trying to say here, I don't necessarily think it's all that bad. To like, if you want to main Final Fantasy and play it the most, like of 14 more than anything, I think that's okay. If it's fun for you, then it's fun for you. I spend way too much time on this game, dude. For crying out loud! Look. Let's take a look at my playtime. Unfortunately, I got fucking kicked off, but that's fine. Let's take a look at my playtime, and it's actually I've been putting in an effort to not AFK, right? Like, and on top of that, now it just kicks me off, which is good because right now I would be racking up AFK hours, right? But let me fucking show you, because it is bad. Wait, Asteria, thank you for the follow, and Time a Killer, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Don't feel forced to play it if you want to go. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you want to play something else, play something else. Play something else. But if you also want to just main this game, then do just that if you want to, dude. Like, it's a good time. I really enjoy it. Sometimes I just log on and chill, bro. Makote with Japanese name, though, not lore viable. Yeah, listen, I'm aware, but this is me, man. This is me. It sounds nice to me. I dig it. I dig it. Okay, here we go. Here you guys ready? Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. How many years you've been playing? I don't know. Hold on. So like in total, hold on. That's like 2 years, 3 months, 3 weeks, 2 days, and 16 hours with 20 minutes. So yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. 2.3 years. 2.3 years. That is a lot, dude. I got no life. Maybe not, bro. But like, it's big rookie numbers. What do you mean rookie numbers? But look, it's partly because I have mained this game for so fucking long. And speaking of which, yes, I'm about to use an exploit so I can rack that up even further. Yeah, I'm that type of guy. I'm sorry. I take pride in my playtime. Disgusting casual. What the fuck? Yeah, that's it, dudes. That's it. If you're online right now, drop your fucking playtime in chat. No fucking listen. No p words. All right, drop that shit, or else I'm gonna think you're a p word. I'm gonna think you're a p word if you don't. All right, drop that shit. Let's see the rookie numbers here. 1 sec. Yeah, no, take your time. Yo, Crow, thank you for the follow, man. All right. Pretty good. All right, we got some gamers. Okay. All right. Oh my God, music. Jesus. You're close to me, dude. Ooh, Bianca, damn. Oh, we got some gamers. Holy shit. P word. Damn, look at this playtime. But you guys are damn nice. And look. And no shade to the new players though. Listen, you guys are just on your way. You guys are on your way. No worries. Hell yeah. Good stuff, dude. That's what I like to see. Hey, keep on stacking it, all right? No, don't stop. There's lots of content, my friends. All right. Oh man, that's good to see. I'm glad I'm not the only one, because like for a while I was just like, damn, bro. Damn, I guess I'm just that dude. With 800 days. But there's a couple of you guys with similar numbers to me, so that's really good to see. You got me addicted to Mental Roulette. Hell yeah, dude. Enjoy it while you can, bro, because pretty soon there's gonna be a lot more to do rather than Mental Roulette come next expansion. Win, thank you for the follow.
Want to play 14?
960 days, you bastard. Oh my God, you're about to cross 1,000. You're a gamer, dude. How long have you been playing, dude? I gotta know. How long you been playing? What the fuck? Like when did you start, dude? What? That's crazy. Oh, damn, you beat since 2013. Same, dude. Okay. Found the AFK. Yeah. I was in beta too. Which phase? Which phase were you in, bro? Which phase of beta, bro? I was phase 3. I gotta know. I better not see phase 4, dude. No phase 4 Andes.
And go to WoW, and then
phase 3 as well.
Go back and forth. Dude, I think that's perfectly fine, and phase you might
2?
see the positive elements of both titles by being able to get that different perspective. And I would love for people to streamers out there
I don't think it adds 1.0 time. I don't think so.
also to not be so like tied up or like feel a sense of heavy responsibility or like an obligation to stick with a single game just because that's what they have sort of concentrated on in the past. I would love for people to explore various games out there. There are many options out there, so I hope we're not placing any sort of like obligation on you guys either. Like we would love for you guys to just continue to enjoy the game, and we never want for it to be any sort of burden on you guys. I think that will also allow for the audience to see you guys like genuinely enjoying what you do, and that will allow for us to enjoy watching you guys, you know, having fun. So you know, I feel I want to encourage you, like you guys do a great job in what you do, and please don't forget that to enjoy yourselves too. I don't know, I might be stepping out of bounds by saying this, but I wish that you continue to enjoy playing your games.
Oh, yeah.
I genuinely, I've enjoyed the story so much that sometimes after stream I go back and I use the feature where you can replay the story missions. So like I've enjoyed the MSQ. I have not binged a story as much as like the last time I binged a story this much was like when I watched One Piece for the first time. Like that is how much I love this story. So I am enjoying myself so much, and I can't thank you guys enough.
It's been nothing. It's been everything except a burden. It's been very fun, and I've loved being able to have that ease of access of just being able to play the game without feeling like I'm compelled to, or without some sort of retention mechanic keeping me engaged. And I thank you for that. It's been enjoyable to just be able to play it at my own pace and really enjoy and appreciate the story as well as just the gameplay and the content and the raids and everything.
Oh, dude, it's so nice. That's so nice to hear, dude. Oh, I'm so happy for them, man. I'm so happy for them. Very nice. Oh, dude. What a world we live in, dude, where Asmon is playing Final Fantasy. Like, bro, like 6 months ago, I would have thought, I would have never thought he'd play this game, you know? Like, I thought he would just be in his thing with WoW. I didn't even know WoW was doing as bad as it is today. I had no idea until the crossover started happening and it became as public as it is today, like on Twitter and on YouTube and everything. Like, Jesus Christ, Blizzard. But hey, that's fine. That's fine. We got the homies over here now. Listen, I'm not trying to say Blizzard's downfall has been a positive thing, but low-key it kind of has been. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Here we go, dude. We have so many new gamers over here, dude. I've met so many of you guys from coming from WoW. Like, oh, dude, I'm so happy you guys came over. Listen, if you ever want to go back and play WoW, so be it. It is what it is. Play your game, have fun. If they ever bring it back and it's actually good, maybe I'll even try it, you know? I actually would like to try WoW someday. I want it to be in a better state so I can genuinely enjoy it and not be just another person who wants to talk shit about it, you know? Like, I think it's perfectly normal to have negative views on things, especially if it's deserved or reasonable, but like I already know how bad the game is, and I don't want to like experience something really bad and just feel even more negative towards it, right? Because it's already really bad. So I'm just gonna wait for the day where it might come back, right? And if it does, I'll give it a shot. The same way all the WoW players are coming over and they're genuinely enjoying Final Fantasy. They're giving it a shot, and they're just letting go of like the shackles that Blizzard has had on their fucking ankles for the longest time, dude. Like, I would like to give it a shot someday. Oh yeah, wait, what's this? Classic WoW was a genuinely enjoyable experience in my opinion. Maybe I should try Classic, because like the thing is, I tried Classic with some friends, but they were already ahead of me, and like I was trying to catch up to them, and like they were all horde, they were all undead. So like it was a really slow leveling process for me, and I was really struggling because I'd never played WoW before, and I was solo. I was trying to catch up to them, and like it just got so tiring. I couldn't catch up. They just kept on getting further and further, and it wasn't a good experience for me. But yeah, it sounds rough, right? Like it was kind of sad. I just felt so alone, and I didn't know what I was doing. I needed guidance, you know. So I had a hard time. But I would like to try it again with friends and like an actual party one day. Give it a genuine shot and see like what it's all about, because that's like the beginning. Like obviously there were MMOs before WoW, but like when you think of like the rise of MMOs, you think wow, in its early days, you know? That's what I think of, or like RuneScape. That's what I think. Captain Grimm shows it. Oh, and like in his videos, I think he has a classic video, right? I watched it. It was really chaotic. Friends, yeah. What's up, Neo? What's up? He backed up with a group of friends. It'll be fun. That's the point of MMOs. Yeah, it's an experience with boys. Oh, Frenzy, I saw it. I saw that. Yeah, we watched that the other day. It was really good. This is the new WoW of 14.
遅い時間までまた機会があったら
I've seen it.
次はね
It's really good.
コロナが落ち着いて直接フェイス2フェイスでお酒でも飲みながらね話せるとまた楽しいと思うので次の機会も楽しみにしてます。
I'm definitely looking forward to any future opportunities we may have to speak with each other, hopefully in person. I'm so done with this pandemic. I would love to just go out for drinks and just talk shop some more with you guys in the near future. Thank you again for your time.
Would love that. Thank you again.
We would absolutely love that. Thank you so much.
See you next time.
Later. That was a really fun watch. That was, damn, dude. Ugh. I'm sad it's over, dude. We haven't gotten an Asmon video in so long, and that definitely filled the void. Dude, I was missing it. I was missing it so bad, dude. It was really nice to see him so happy after, or just so positive after everything that's happened, bro. Like, watching this video, like, Jesus Christ. You know, like, I've been feeling really bad for him, so seeing this, it was really heartwarming. Oh man, it's good to see him like in better spirits, you know. Really good to see it. Wait, you haven't subbed? Oh, it's because this is my new account. So like I have a personal YouTube and this is my new channel. These are literally these are all my subs on this channel. Like it's fresh.